Hi, I'm Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and you're watching Disney Channel.
How to Train Your Gavin. Read those books in a blink. Oh yeah. Grab yourself a hot drink cause you're watching How to Train Your Gavin.
Yep, that's me. I'm going to stop you right there. Yes, I do know that this shirt was bought from the women's section. And yes, I do know that this is in fact leopard, not cheetah. But do I not look Cheetahlicious or what? I mean, come on. I mean, I already know that this vlog is going to be an embarrassment and really cheesy, so bear with me. Please tune out now if you do not like cheesy vlogs. But if the Cheetah Girls have taught me anything, it is that I can wear what I want. So here we are. This vlog, what is it about? Well, I should probably cut straight to the chase, because if you don't know what the Cheetah Girls are, or who the Cheetah Girls are, then... But this month in August of 2020, as I am filming this vlog, it is the 17th anniversary of the very first Cheetah Girls movie that aired on Disney Channel. And the Cheetah Girls movies, they are perfecto. I absolutely love them. Well, I mean, the first two are my favourite, especially the second one. The second Cheetah Girls movie is my favourite. I mean, I'm just kicking out over the Cheetah Girls right now because I get to film a video about the Cheetah Girls, so I'm really happy. Anyway, I want to know what your favourite Cheetah Girls movie is. Is it the first one? Is it the second one? Is it the third one? The one without Raven-Symoné? Do let me know. But yes, anyway, the Cheetah Girls movies follows 4 girls and they are at high school and their biggest dream is to become the biggest pop sensation girl group in history. And they have their fights. So in the movies, the characters are Galleria, Chanel, Dorinda and Aqua. We're not really supposed to talk about the movies in this vlog. This vlog is me reading the Cheetah Girls books. And if you did not know that were Cheetah Girls books, you are not alone. I mean, I would watch the movies religiously. I would always forget that the movies were based on books by Deborah Gregory. She is the original Cheetah Mama, and she created the Cheetah Girls. She wrote 16 Cheetah Girls books from 1999 to, I think, 2005. So fortunately, they have all been bound up in 4 different bind-ups. So we have the first 4 books, and then books 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12, and then 13 through 16. So this is actually quite a lot, and I am working full-time at the minute, so I'm just like, will we be able to read a full 16-book series right now? Well, together we can! You probably also didn't know this, but I was actually cast as the 5th Cheetah Girl in the movies, but they had to cut me out for time constraints, and also because I couldn't sing. But yes, I do want to celebrate the 17th anniversary of the Cheetah Girls by reading the original books. So I think the books have pretty much the same gist. They are about a group of girls at school and they want to become the biggest girl group of all time. And they form the Cheetah Girls. I do know that there is actually 5 Cheetah Girls in the books. I think Aqua had a twin sister and they cut her out of the movies as well. They cut me out of the movies. I thought I would be a huge booktube embarrassment and read all 16 of these books in this vlog. So I hope it's fun. I really do. I hope it's fun. And I really don't know what to expect with these books. I think they're going to be very tween and really, really young. I mean, I don't think they'll be as young as middle grade, but I don't think they'll be quite young adult. And also, these books are so old. I mean, listen to the crinkling of the pages. Wow. Ooh, ooh. Oh, there's a Cheetah Girls Credo. I really want to be a Cheetah Girl, right? So I need to follow the Cheetah Girls Credo to become a Cheetah Girl. And I feel like all of us should be Cheetah Girls because I think they have really good morals. So let's all do the Cheetah Girls Credo, okay? So, to earn my spot and rightful place in the world, I solemnly swear to honour and uphold the Cheetah Girls Oath. So let's all take this oath. I feel like this is really important. Cheetah Girls don't litter, they glitter. I will help my family, friends and other Cheetah Girls whenever they need my love, support or a really big hug. All Cheetah Girls are created equal, but we are not alike. We come in different sizes, shapes and colours and hail from different cultures. I will not judge others by the colour of their spots, but by their character. I love that. To be fair, I love that credo. It makes me think of the Cheetah Sisters song so much. We make up one big family, though we don't look the same. Our spots are different. Different colors. So that's where I'm getting it from. Okay, a true cheetah girl doesn't spend more time doing her hair than her homework. Hair extensions may be career extensions, but talent and skills will pay my bills. Oh my god, I'm loving this. True cheetah girls can achieve without a weave, or wiggle, jiggle, or a giggle. I promise to rely mostly on my brains, heart, and courage to reach my Cheetahlicious potential. A brave cheetah girl isn't afraid to admit when she's scared. To be fair, I'm a little bit scared right now. This vlog is going to make me look like such a weirdo. I promise to rely mostly... Oh wait, I've already just read that. I promise to get on my knees and summon the growl power of the cheetah girls who came before me, including my mom, grandmoms, and the Supremes, and ask them to help me be strong. May the growl power of all the fabulous divas who came before us be with us now, right here, right now. Honestly, I'm loving the connections to the movie. They're just all coming to me in my head. All cheetah girls make mistakes. I promise to admit when I'm wrong and will work to make it right. I also say I'm sorry even when I don't want to. Grown-ups are not always right, but they are bigger, older, and louder. I will treat my teachers, parents, and people of authority with respect and expect them to do the same. Oh my gosh, so many people need to hear this right now. True cheetah girls don't run with wolves or hang with hyenas. True cheetahs pick much better friends. I will not try to get other people's approval by acting like a copycat. Ooh. To become the cheetah girl that only I can be, I promise not to follow anyone else's dreams but my own, no matter how much I quiver, shake, shiver, and quake. Cheetah girls were born for adventure. I promise to learn a language other than my own and travel around the world to meet my fellow cheetah girls. Oh, I love it. I love it already. I love it already. And then the first book is called Wishing on a Star. So, yes, I will start reading these and I will get back to you on how I do with them. I'm so excited to read these, but I'm a little bit scared. I have such... Oh my god, like, the first two Cheetah Girls movies are, like, incredible. They are the standard I hold other movies to, you know what I mean? So I am a little bit scared about reading these. I don't think these will ruin the movies for me, but I'm kind of trying to separate my expectations based from the movies. And also I do know that these were written, like, 20 years ago, so I'm going to try and keep that in mind as well. And also I'm not the target audience at all. You know, but... I'm still going to give it a whack and I'm so excited still. There may be some musical interludes in this, you know, just to break it up a little bit. But we'll see about those copyright strikes, eh, Disney? I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a huge Cheetah Girls fan. And I did know the dance moves to a lot of the songs as well, but yeah, oh my gosh. So also, who's your favourite Cheetah Girl? Mine was always Ballerina. So I'm actually going to head off and start reading these books. Wish me luck.
You can breathe in the music this city makes. Moved by the rhythm the gypsies play. Deep inside comes alive. There is a whisper that feeds your soul. Words so beautiful like a Spanish rose. Till you're hypnotized, that's when you've arrived. You gotta strut like you mean it. Free your mind, it's not enough just to dream it. Come on, get up. When you feel it, it's your chance to shine. Strut like you mean it. Come on, you gotta strut.
Que me minas esto es tu sueño.
Come on, get up.
Sígueme en escura mi Barcelona.
Come on.
Okay, so I finished the first 4 Cheetah Girls books and I think I've made a huge mistake. Okay, so I finished the first bind-up, the first 4 volumes of the Cheetah Girls books. I mean, let's just say this straight away. I mean, I am definitely not the target audience for this book. I didn't think I would be. I really didn't think I would be. I proved myself right. Let's talk about the books. Okay, so I will be talking about all 16 of these books in this vlog. I mean, I'll try and be as brief with each one as I possibly can, but there are a lot of feelings on these books. Okay, the first book is called Wishing on a Star, and that one's told from the point of view of Galleria Garibaldi. She is my favourite in the movies. I don't know about the books though. I really don't know about the books. So she is, I mean, pretty much the same as the movie. She's very controlling. She is the leader of the Cheetah Girls, and she doesn't really like it when people sort of confront her about her power. it's still the same in the books, but toned up quite a bit. So Galleria, along with her best friend Chanel, really want to form a girl group that will take over the world, but they are short 3 members. And I mean, it's so convenient how this happens, but they meet Dorinda on a chat forum kind of thing, and they are starting at the same school the next day, so they decide to meet up. Turns out Dorinda can sing, and she becomes a 3rd member of their group. And then in a very strange turn of events, they need 2 backup singers, and then by some Disney Channel magic, we have twins Aquanette and Anjanette just appear out of nowhere, and they actually explicitly say, we want to be backup singers. And this is before anybody's even asked. They say, yeah, our dream is to be backup singers. I'm like, whose dream is that to be? Whose dream is it to be a backup singer? Michelle from Destiny's Child? I don't think so. There's just so many conveniences with how everything comes about, but they don't have the name the Cheetah Girls straight away. They have like different ideas, but they finally do end up on the Cheetah Girls. And that was an idea inspired by Dorothea, who was Galleria's mum. So that's essentially the gist of the first book. The writing, I mean, I've got to give major props to Deborah Gregory for writing this in the 90s. By the way, these characters are 14 years old, so they're not exactly, I don't know, because they're not exactly tween. I mean, this book reads like tween, like no tomorrow, but they're 14, so they're a little bit older than tween, and they talk like this. So Galleria is calling her mum Momsy Poo. And then when she talks about successful groups, she calls them finger-licking large. That's so cheesy. She refers to her boobies as Tommy knockers. Okay. And then she says things like, my mom says it's tic-tac. So this is Galleria's monologue. But I mean, I've read all 4 of the books in the first volume, so they're each told from different points of view from each of the members of the group, apart from Anjanette. But, I mean, she was cut out from the movie anyway, so let's just cut her POVs out of the books as well, why not? Although she probably does have a book later on, I don't know. I just couldn't get over the dialogue. It can come across as so cringy. And then even the characters as well. I'm not in love with them like I am in the movies. Galleria is very hit and miss for me. She says that she is, you know, best friends with Chanel, and they both kind of started this group together. But Galleria's inner monologue is pretty much me. This is all about me. This all happened because of me kind of thing. And even when Chanel says that they're both going to be the lead singer, Galleria's like, yeah, but then her inner monologue is like, nah, this is all about me. Like, she is very self-absorbed, but not in the endearing way that she is in the movies. I mean, I say endearing. Sometimes Galleria could be very full on, especially in the first movie. In the second movie, though, I think Galleria had a big point. You know, they did not go to Barcelona just to mess on and strut down the streets like their runways and let Barcelona know that the cheetahs have arrived. They did that. Okay, then they needed to get their head in the game, and did they? No, they didn't. It took Galleria having to, well, one, sing a dramatic song, and then threaten to leave Barcelona for them to get their head in the game and get their act together. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, but like, Galleria is portrayed as the villain of the second film, but no, she is not. In the books, she is. So yeah, I kind of have a bit of problems with getting on board with the characters in this one. They're really not as endearing as they are in the movies. I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing? I didn't do this. But the writing is definitely aged. I don't think it's aged well. I think if I had read this when I was younger, when I was a tween, I probably would have loved it. So like, I'm not going to try and say that it's not good. I read these books with a huge smile on my face. I think they're so entertaining in a way, and I do have fun reading them, but it's definitely not aged as well. The skin colours of all the characters are being compared to food and drink. This kept happening every single time a character wanted to describe somebody's skin colour. It was always like a chocolate shade lighter than the other, or things like that. I don't think that's good. Just saying. I also realised that Dorinda is whitewashed in the movie as well. Dorinda's black in the books. I think I read, because I wanted to look it up, I read that the producer and the author of the books agreed to make Dorinda white in the movies so that every single person could have somebody to identify with when they were watching the Cheetah Girls. But no, she's black in the books. So other than that, there are some really genuine messages to come out of the first book, at least anyway. Galleria's mum is always portrayed as being bigger and larger because she used to be a model and now she's put on weight, but it's never referred to as a bad thing. Galleria's mum is always referred to as beautiful, and I really like that. There is no fat shaming in this book. Also, like, family heritage and culture is also prominent and celebrated as well. So I really do love the diversity that these books portray for such a book that came out years and years and years ago, like before all of the teen that's out today. It's definitely more diverse than a lot of the books that I've read in the past couple of years. I did like how the movie took some of the things from this. The first two, actually maybe the first three books, it took quite a lot from the first three books, especially at the end of the first book. They are approached by Jackal Johnson. They've done their first performance, and Jackal Johnson is, I mean, we all know him from the movies, like this scumbag producer who wants to change the Cheetah Girls. In the Cheetah Girls books, he's more of a crook, but he tries to sign them on, but the first book ends with them, so we don't know what's going to happen with Jackal Johnson. I did find that quite interesting. I'm not going to lie, I found that quite interesting. So that's going into the second book then. The second book is called Shop in the Name of Love, and that one follows Chanel. It was a good book. I thought it was a little better than the first book. It was not better written or anything like that, but it definitely had more of an emotional punch because it follows Chanel, and her mum gives her credit card. She trusts her with her credit card, but Chanel goes wild with it. Chanel is feeling lonely and left out by her mum because her mum is not supportive of her dream. So I liked that. I liked the exploration of that, and it definitely made it feel more real and honest. I definitely prefer her mum in the movies than I do in the books because she's portrayed in the books as like way too obsessed with finding romance, and she is dating Mr. Tycoon, who is like this Paris billionaire, who is kind of like, is his name Luke in the movies? I'm gonna have to rewatch the movies in this vlog as well, but I think, no, is it Luke? Her mum is always obsessing over him, so it's not a really healthy relationship, and she's not supportive of Chanel at all. Chanel does give her mum grief a lot of the time, especially since she has this shopping addiction and ends up spending way too much on her mum's credit card, which was quite dramatic. But I kind of wish it never happened because in the third and fourth books, like, Chanel is still getting crap for it, but from the other Cheetah Girls. So in this one, actually, the Cheetah Girls give her a hard time as well for that. But like, she didn't run your credit cards. Like, Galleria, Aqua, Angie, Dorinda, like, why are you that bothered that Chanel run her mum's credit card? Like, they give her such a hard time. It's like she'd committed fraud or something. I mean, she can't, oh wait, no, she did. She did, because she used her mum's credit card for more than she should have. Wow. Oh my god, she did. Maybe the Cheetah Girls were right, but they still give her like a way too hard a time. Chanel cries a lot as well. Chanel is not the same as the movies, like, at all. She's way more of a doormat in this one. She doesn't really have the same flavour as Adrienne Bailon has when she's portraying Chanel. She's, oh my gosh, like, Chanel has been probably the most disappointing character in this. I do still really like Dorinda and Aqua, and Angie was a surprise as well, but Galleria and Chanel are two that I'm kind of hesitant to like. But the story progresses in this one. I like it when the actual story is told. So we have Jackal Johnson still in this one as well, and he's trying to sign the Cheetah Girls up, but then things go disastrously wrong, and it turns out he is a crook in this one. So that was quite interesting. I like that. But still, the writing suffers a bit. We have things like, say you were round like a donut. Do people really say that? Even in the 90s, did people really say that? So yeah, again, dialogue, cheesy. It just made me cringe quite a lot. But still a really fast read. You know, I read these books in like an hour and 15 minutes. So the fast reads, entertaining, they are making me smile. So going on to the third book, Who's About to Bounce, which is Dorinda's POV. Definitely the strongest character, I think, is Dorinda in these books because she is in foster care, so you get more of the emotional turmoil with her. She's very anxious a lot, and with it being her POV, you see a lot of that. I think it's actually done pretty well. There's also children in foster care who are HIV positive, so it's like, it does focus on some really tough, hard-hitting issues. It doesn't really explore it, like the whole HIV positive foster brother that she has. It's not really explored or anything, but it's kind of talked about a little bit. It also turned out that Dorinda's actually 12 and not 14, which was a big secret that she still hasn't told the Cheetah Girls as of book 4, so I thought that was rather interesting, but I wasn't sure why she was like lying too much about it. Dorinda does keep a lot of secrets. She doesn't really seem to trust the other ones. In fact, no, in the first book she tells them that she is in foster care, In the very first book, she doesn't keep that a secret, but her age, for instance, she tries to keep a secret. So again, the books are good at teaching you a lesson kind of thing, so that is pretty good. But yeah, the insecurities and now all the feelings that Dorinda felt were definitely felt in this book, so I thought that was really well done. I'm also noticing there are so many Wizard of Oz references in this. I know that Galleria's dog is called Toto, and Dorothea has a shop called Toto in New York. They just won't stop mentioning the Wizard of Oz, but that's all of the characters, and when it goes through a different POV, it's like, why are they all referencing the Wizard of Oz like so much? Like, stop it, please. I can tell Deborah Gregory is a huge fan of the Wizard of Oz. No need for every single character to talk about it all the time. The titles of these books are just, they're titles. So the fourth book is called Hey Ho Hollywood and it's told from Aqua's POV. What's really different about Aqua in the books is that she loves horror movies, she loves gore. Her granddad is like a funeral person who... What's the person who looks at the bodies, the dead bodies? I kind of blanked. Is it a mortician? So like she's used to like dead bodies and stuff, so she can be quite gross every now and then. That's not like the Aqua I know in the movies. So I definitely think the fourth book is my least favourite so far. The characters are awful in this book. I'm not gonna lie, they are awful in this book. I mean, for one, Galleria keeps calling like Aqua Brown Cow, which is supposed to be in reference to a nursery rhyme, but I didn't like how she kept calling her Brown Cow. But what was good is that Dorothea, who is Galleria's mum, tells her to stop using it. She tells her off for using it, which I appreciated that. Definitely stopped Galleria from saying it again. But in this one, they start off by performing at the Apollo Amateur Hour, and this is competition at the Apollo, and they come runner-up. They don't win, they come runner-up, and they cry, and they moan, and they say, why, mummy, why? Oh my god, you guys are such sore losers. Wow, you're 14 years old. 14, I mean, Dorinda's 12, but that's still not better. They take it so badly. Galleria's like, I can't believe we didn't win, mommy. They genuinely think they're the best. Like, they think they are definitely better than everyone else. I mean, the people who win are a rap duo, and they were quite mean. So they were called Stack Cheddar. And, yeah, they won. So the Chicos thought that they deserved it more than them. They throw tantrums about it. They throw tantrums about not winning. So Aqua as well, like, this is terrible. Aqua says that losing at the Apollo is a worse day than when her grandmother died of cancer. Sometimes they come across as quite progressive and non-judgmental and all that, but then there are so many other times where they are so judgmental of others. I mean, they say in the Credo, you know, don't judge somebody else by their spots, and they don't. They do not judge people by the colour of their skin. However, they judge them on everything else, and it's usually people with the same ambition. So it was quite... they just seem to love themselves a bit too much. I'm not gonna lie, they do. They think very highly of themselves. But like, also saying that losing is a worse day than losing your grandmother. It's like, no it's not. No it's not. Get your priorities right, girl. Also, what's really different in the movies as well is that Aqua is very religious. But what is good about the movie and the book counterpart is that Aqua and Kitty Williams, she did kind of embody her mannerisms and the way she would like suck her lips and pout. I definitely could see Kitty Williams playing that. Same with the other Cheetah girls actually, I think. Even though Dorinda is white in the movies, she does have the bubbly personality of Dorinda in the books, because in the books Dorinda's very bubbly, she's very upbeat, very like chirpy, even though she was whitewashed in the movies, which, you know, shouldn't have happened. I think Sabrina Bryan, she did get her mannerisms. And then we have Galleria and Raven-Symoné. Raven-Symoné definitely made Galleria likeable, and same for Adrienne Bailon. She made Chanel likeable, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Writing is still not there, really. I'm so nervous, I'm sweating like a tree trunk. Do tree trunks sweat? Do they? Do they? So that was the first 4 books in the Cheetah Girls book series. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, because that's 4 out of 16. I still have 12 more to go. And yeah, I'm working a lot, so let's see how this goes. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I really don't. I am praying for a cheetah miracle. I'm calling on the Growl Power of all the fabulous divas who came before me to be with me right now and see me through this. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but yeah. So I'm going to try and cram in as much reading as I can. I will let you know... Wait, which one's... So I will let you know when I finish Bind Up 2, which is books 5 to 8, Super Duper Sparkle. So, I mean, why am I reading these books? Why am I reading these books?
When I was just a little girl, my mama used to tuck me into bed, and she'd read me a story. It always was about a princess in distress and how a guy would save her and end up with the glory.
I'd lie in bed and think about the person that I wanted to be. Then one day I realized the fairy tale life wasn't for me. I don't wanna be like Cinderella, sitting in a dark, cold, dusty cellar, waiting for somebody to come and set me free. I don't wanna be like someone waiting for a handsome prince to come and save me. All my will survive unless somebody's on my side. Don't wanna depend on no one else. I'd rather rescue myself.
I got a new Cheetah Girls shirt. Oh my god. Like, honestly, am I the only person on this planet who loves the Cheetah Girls with their entire chest? Am I? I've just realised as well I have to talk about 12 more books in this vlog, and it's already, what, like half an hour long? Sorry guys. Also, I did just get a green screen. Where is it? I need to put the green screen up so I can do my big musical numbers, which you will already have seen one of them by now. I honest to God hope it looks good. I hope it looks good. Anyway, I have finished books 5 through 8 of the Cheetah Girls, so that's that's 4 more books that I finished. I'm not gonna lie, this book series is going a little downhill. I'm gonna put that down so I can start putting the book covers on the screen. So let's talk about book 5, which is called Woof, there it is! Woof, there it is! The 5th book in the Cheetah Girls series is told from Galleria's point of view. So I've noticed a pattern now that the point of views go from Galleria, Chanel, Dorinda, and then to Aqua. Again, there's no Angie POV. Bless her soul. Angie Net was not on a roll. So the 5th book does follow the girls as they go to LA. They've gotten this big break by performing at a showcase, and they're hoping they're going to get a record deal out of it. Now, I do enjoy it when the whole story focuses on the actual Cheetah Girls, so this one was good for that. I still gave it 3 stars though. So they go sightseeing in LA, and it is pretty cool to see them in a different location. I was kind of hoping they would go to Barcelona and strut down the streets like their runways, you know, as I've said. I would love to have seen them go to Barcelona or something, but no, they've just gone to Hollywood, which is still a nice change from New York. It's still hella cheesy, and from this point on I could feel myself sliding into madness. So there's a subplot in this one as well where Galleria says this dog collar or this dog thing for Toto, but it's too big for him. So then we go into the 6th book, which is called It's Raining Benjamins. Worst book so far. I gave it 2 stars. And the entire book is pretty much all about the Cheetah Girls selling cheetah chokers. Because of this dog collar that was too big for Toto, Galleria decides to put it on and turns it into this choker thing. And then they start charging people for it at school, except they're not really like very business savvy or anything like that. But they do try and sell these cheetah chokers, but the letters keep falling off, and then people are asking for the money back. A little bit of drama there. The one good thing about this book, actually, which I'm going to talk about first before I talk about the negatives, is that Galleria stands in dog poo, and Chanel has to try and wipe it off in the bathroom, which happens in the 2003 movie, which I love little moments like that where I see the movie and I'm like, ah, God, that's the movie. But that is probably the only good part about this book. So this one is told in Chanel's POV, and honestly, Chanel has come across as such a judgmental and superficial character. She doesn't stop judging like this guy called Mackerel, who is at the school, and she keeps judging his teeth. So I realised the characters are only really insufferable in the Galleria and Chanel point of views. But what I'm not that I like it that much, but Chanel wants to write more songs for the girls. Galleria is the only songwriter. She does not let Chanel write a song. But then Chanel gets this rip-off idea from when they performed in the showcase in LA. There was these girls called the Cash Money Girls, and they threw money at the end of the performance, and they also sang a song about Benjamins. And then Chanel in this one has this dream about Benjamins raining from the sky, and then they end up incorporating the whole throw money at the audience at the end of the routine. So Galleria and Chanel end up kind of co-writing a song called It's Raining Benjamins. It's a total rip-off of It's Raining Men, and I know for a fact that it does exist in this world because somebody even says later on, oh, it sounds like It's Raining Men. Let me get it up for you, actually. Let me just sing you some original Cheetah Girls music. This is called It's Raining Benjamins. I don't even... Like, this is how they write it. For the first time in history, there's a weather forecast that looks like the mighty cash, so tie up your shoes and put away your blues, because we're going around the bend at 10:30 to the only place in town where everything is coming up green. You know what I mean? It's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah. It's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah. Now maybe you're wondering what's all the thundering, but we've got the root of all of the loot. That got past Santa's chute without collecting suit. So put on your galoshes and bring your noshes to the only place in town where money is falling on the ground. That's right, y'all. It's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah, it's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah, it's raining. Amen. So here's the rest of her story. Now that there's no longer a mystery, there's precipitation in the nation and it's causing a sensation, and the only way that dollar bills can give you the thrills. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah, it's raining Benjamins. Hallelujah, it's raining. Right, okay, so you get the point now. It is literally, even somebody says later on, oh, that sounds like the Weather Girls, it's raining men. Yeah, it does. They've literally just copied from that song, but they don't realise it. There's this big thing about copyright infringement coming up and stuff. Galleria and Chanel continue to be horrible to each other. It's not that great. So this is definitely my least favourite book so far. So then we go into the 7th book, which is Dorinda's Secret. And this one, again, is told from Dorinda's POV. I do like this one still more than the previous two, I think. So in this one, Dorinda finds out that she has a half-sister who is white, and her sister's called Tiffany. Her half-sister is trying to meet with Dorinda for the first time and, get to know her. Dorinda's a little hesitant at first, but then she does end up caving in and, meeting up with her, which I really like to see. Actually, I did like how those two worlds came together, because Tiffany was adopted and she's white, so was she adopted because she was white? So those kind of questions are in Dorinda's mind and she tries to explore that. So I always do enjoy Dorinda's POVs because they're a bit more complex than the other ones. I'm kind of getting sick of the repetitiveness as well. Like, Dorinda still has these insecurities that she had in her 3rd book, which she ends up getting over by the end of the 3rd book, but then it comes back. I do really wish that Dorinda would stop underestimating her friends. She keeps saying, oh, my friends won't understand if I tell them this. My friends won't understand about me having a sister who is white. And when they do end up finding out, they don't bat an eyelid, It's like, that keeps happening, and it's just like, just tell them. But there's so much miscommunication that could have been avoided if Dorinda just followed the Cheetah Girls' credo, which actually, to be fair, Galleria is in the middle of writing as of this book, so there isn't really a credo at this point, so fair enough. So then going on to the 8th book, which is called Growl Power, and then told in the point of view by Aqua. And Aqua and Angie end up going to Houston, Texas for Thanksgiving, and I kind of love that whole storyline again about going to a different city. Again, though, logic just goes out of the window in this book. Let me tell you why. There is this storyline about this charity concert that is helping this homeless shelter in Houston. Angie and Aqua, because they're by themselves in Houston, Texas, the girls are still in New York. Angie and Aqua audition for this charity benefit to be an opening act for Karma's children. I mean, Destiny's Child, anyone. But they end up getting through. But then, this is where the logic goes out the window. Okay, so this is a charity benefit. Aqua and Angie ask the people who run the benefit if they will pay 3 plane tickets for Galleria, Chanel, and Dorinda to fly from New York to Houston overnight to perform with them for this charity benefit. They're asking them to fork the cash for 3 plane tickets to Houston, Texas from New York. And they do it. They do it because, oh my gosh, they need to hear the Cheetah Girls all together. That just didn't make sense to me. And I don't know how they ended up getting from New York to Houston so quickly as well. I don't know, like, it was just too quick. So I don't understand. So there's also the subplot of Aqua and Angie's uncle going missing. And he is nowhere to be found. And his family can't, find him. But it takes Galleria, who doesn't know the uncle. Like, she has no idea who he is. It takes her to find him by following the clues. Like, again, logic. Who is she? However, I do still like how the storyline is very linear. It seems to keep following on from each book, and I like that. I was expecting each book to be its own little thing and just, I don't know, be a bit random. And it kind of is half the time. Like how It's Raining Benjamins was all about the Cheetah Girls selling chokers. Who wants to read about that? Who wants to read about that? So I know that was a bit of a fly-through of those books, but I talked so much more about the first few. Honestly, like, the girls are just so annoying at this point. I'm kind of really wanting this to be over with. So now I'm on books 9 through 12. So honestly, I'm halfway through now. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this. I still love the movies with my whole heart, and this isn't, taking that away from it at all. But at the same time, I'm like, just be over, please. It's over. And I feel so alone. So I'm going to crack on with reading that and just please do enjoy another musical number. I mean, I don't know how these are turning out at this point. I bet you they are terrible. I bet you the green screen is just awful. But as I've said, I was cut out of the movies just because obviously I couldn't act, I couldn't sing, just for budgetary reasons, they had to cut me out. So please enjoy the musical numbers where I managed to get Disney to send me them. So enjoy.
We've come this far sometimes. Oh, we know we are. Each one of us a superstar. time to work it. Gotta do it for real. It's time to dance, step up and shine the way you feel. It's now or never. All the cheetah girls right here together. Time for us to show the world.
Well, I mean, at least it's almost over, I guess. I managed to complete Growl Power Forever, books 9 to 12 of the Cheetah Girls, and oh my gosh, we have a couple of 2 stars here, and a couple of low points in this series so far, and honestly, I just cannot wait for it to be over now. I have only 4 books left. This isn't all terrible. Let's talk about these books. I will pop this down. So let's start with book 9, which is called Showdown at the Okie-Dokie. This one is told in Galleria's point of view, as the first book in each bind-up does. You know what, actually, I kind of enjoyed this one. There was a bit more drama than usual. We are still in Houston, Texas, after Thanksgiving, and they have done the charity benefit. Well, now Galleria has set her sights on this smaller sort of talent show. It's a bit like a rodeo show, and the Cash Money Girls, who are the Cheetah Girls' like biggest rival at the minute, they are also going to be performing. Now, the Cheetah Girls met the Cash Money Girls in LA, which I think I talked about in the last update. The Cheetah Girls ended up stealing some ideas off them, which honestly does not sound like the Cheetah Girls we know and love. Our Galleria, our Raven Simone, and Adrienne Bailon would never steal ideas from another girl group. It's just not the Cheetah way. So in this one, everything kind of comes back to bite them on the bum, and it's actually quite a nice moment because I was waiting for them to get knocked down a peg or two. I'm not gonna lie, the Cheetah Girls are a bit full of themselves. So the Cheetah Girls do perform at this rodeo show, and the Cash Money Girls sees them do what they do, which is like throw the fake money at the end of the show, and also they took parts of their song about Benjamins for their It's Raining Men rip-off It's Raining Benjamins. They get called out for it, and there's this big confrontation, and I was living for it. This is the kind of drama I wanted in these Cheetah Girls books. I did not want a whole book dedicated to the Cheetah Girls selling chokers. No, I did not. That is just not what I signed up for. This kind of teaches the girls about the copyright infringement part of it. I do feel like Chanel still got a bit of a hard time. I mean, she only really came up with one line in the It's Raining Benjamin song, but it was like her idea, but Galleria was like, oh, you don't write the songs, I write the songs, and let's try and write this together, but it was mainly Galleria. But then Galleria gives Chanel a hard time, even though Galleria wrote most of the song. In fact, she wrote like 99% of the song. Yeah, these girls still have so much growing up to do, and I don't think there's enough time for them to do it in the last 4 books because they still haven't done it by book 12. We're still waiting to hear about whether the girls got a session with this record producer from the showcase that they did in the book where they went to LA. We're still waiting back to hear about that. So a lot of the books have felt filler, you know, up until this point. Book 9 felt a bit better. It's still filler, but it's like it had the drama, so I was kind of living for it. That brings me to book 10, which is called Cuchifrita Ballerina, and this one follows Chanel. Honestly, this one is yet another pointless book in this series. Nothing substantial really happens. In fact, I mean, there are some important things that happen in it, but like nothing to do with the Cheetah Girls really. So after the whole debacle about copyright infringement, now we follow Chanel and, you know, her thoughts and stuff. She has no remorse for ripping off the Cash Money Girls. She has no remorse. That's not the Chanel I know and love. But then, like, it's just the way the girls treat each other in this one as well. So there's a moment where Chanel's fighting with Galleria, and then Chanel says something that only Dorinda told Chanel behind Galleria's back. You know, nobody said who said what. Chanel just automatically says, Dorinda didn't tell me, I just knew you felt that way. But like nobody mentioned Dorinda at this point, and Chanel just dropped Dorinda in it just out of nowhere, trying to like cover for Dorinda, but by saying, oh, Dorinda didn't tell me, that's automatically dropping her in it. I did not like that. These girls are acting more catty than Cheetah, and I'm not there for it. It's not Cheetahlicious. But in this one, we follow Chanel wanting to do ballet instead of being a Cheetah girl. She, you know, has a lot of doubts about being in the Cheetah Girls anyway, but she wants to do ballet. She used to do it years ago, and she wants to get back into it, but she wants to audition for this. I can't remember what it's for actually. It was for this big thing. I mean, obviously she's not ready for it, but she tries it anyway. But after eating so much in Houston, Texas, she ends up starving herself to make her lose a bit of weight. And obviously it's a really important issue in teenage girls, you know, anorexia. So I thought that was, you know, tackling that head on was pretty well done. She gets lightheaded a lot. She does end up fainting during the audition, which, you know, is the biggest red flag back, and that's when she starts getting some help for it, which was fantastic. Chanel does still try and keep everything inside. All of the girls try and keep everything inside, and all I want to be is like, girls, just be honest about everything with everyone, and we wouldn't have all of this drama and kaflama for no reason. Yeah, Chanel does have a lot of sort of body issues, or like the way she sees herself in this one, which I thought was well done. I still ended up giving this 2 stars because again, the language was just not right. I feel like it could just do so much more if it had have grown up, like the writing had have matured by this point from the first book. It still feels like the first book, and we're still being reminded of everything that's happened so far. There's always a recap at the start, or even like just during the books, as if you've never read a single book in this series before. We're 10 books into it now, and we're still getting 2 or 3 pages of like, oh, this is Galleria, she's done this. This is Dorinda, she's this. There's huge recaps in every book that's wasting page space, telling you what you already know. And it's honestly, it's getting to me. It's grating on me so much. So then we move on to book 11, which I also gave 2 stars. It's Dorinda Gets a Groove. That's what that one's called. And usually I say, oh, the Dorinda POV books are usually better. This one, not so much. Honestly, this one, it just takes the absolute biscuit. So what happens in this one is there is a young girl who is abandoned by her mother in New York, and she makes local news, and Dorinda's foster mum takes her in, and then Mariah Carey, Mariah Carey, she ends up hearing about it on the news and then gives them 25 free tickets to her concert that she's doing, and you know, Dorinda's in charge, so she gets to take all of the foster kids as well as her friends and their kind of family, and that is pretty much the book. That is the book. The book is the Cheetah Girls getting free tickets to see Mariah Carey. I don't carry. That was like literally just such a big waste of time. It does carry over into the next book, which I will talk about in a second, but I'm not done with this one yet. I am not done with this book yet. Tiffany, if you remember, is Dorinda's half-sister. She is white, and she has invited Dorinda over to her house and allows her to like go in her bedroom and stuff. And obviously Tiffany has all of these really nice things, and it just feels like she's just rubbing it in. And I feel bad for Dorinda because, I mean, she's trying to just go along with it and stuff, and I don't think Tiffany's purposely trying to rub it in her face, but like there's just a lot of things that just didn't sit right with me, like the interactions, and like she should have like eased her into her world, but Tiffany's just so obsessive, and also Tiffany really wants to be a cheetah girl, and there's these awkward moments where Tiffany's like, oh my god, get me an audition with the cheetah girls, I want to be a cheetah girl, and obviously, you know, the cheetah girls are full, you know, they've got 5 members, and also Tiffany can't sing a lick. So yeah, the other girls do decide to go along with it, and it's Chanel's. Tiffany does like try out, but she doesn't get very far. Obviously Galleria is very upfront with her, she can't sing, so Galleria says that, but like she says it in a nice way. Dorinda does end up telling them that she's 12, so that secret that she's kept since book 3 has, you know, been unleashed, and as expected, nobody bats an eyelid. Again, we had Dorinda keeping this huge secret to herself, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. There's no fallout, there's no like questioning of it really. It's just Dorinda, she's made this huge situation out of nothing, which, you know, I mean, she is 12, and obviously she has like a lot of internal doubts and this inner monologue that I do understand, but I mean, at this point we're on book 11 and there's still been no character growth, no character progression. There is still the same anxieties, the same dramas and kaflamas that has been in every single book so far, and it's just really tiring. I just want some growth at this point. I keep saying these important issues and then it doesn't really give you a solution or anything like that. It just makes it kind of worse, and people just keep making the same mistakes in these books, so it's not really that great. So then we get to book 12, which I think I gave a little bit higher than the last 2 books, and the book 12 is called In the House with Mouse, and I think this is because we start to get a little bit of story progression in this one, but also because this is told in Aqua's POV, there is this huge storyline about her dad's girlfriend, and she is this priestess. I think I've only briefly mentioned it because it's the most weirdest storyline ever, and this priestess has given her dad these really weird shakes and herbs and things, and he's progressively getting more and more ill from it, and Aqua and Angie have never liked the priestess, and it's just so weird. It's so weird. I don't know why this whole storyline is in this book. It just doesn't ring true to the Cheetah Girls world. It's just so random. And again, we have like 5 pages of backstory. We know what's gone on. We have read all 11 books so far. I feel like the dialogue has gotten less cheesy, but I don't know if that's because it has gotten less cheesy or if I'm just used to it by this point. But again, the characters, not very good. Especially, I mean, I love Aqua and Angie when it's not their POV, just like I love Galleria when it's not her POV, and I love Chanel when it's not her POV. It's really bizarre, but we have this horrible moment where Aqua is talking to a receptionist, and the receptionist is called Winnie, and Aqua says she has the same name as our deceased paternal grandmother, so you know we just love her to death. Haha, that's just a joke. She also said that losing a competition was a worse day than losing her grandmother to cancer. This is the same grandmother who died of cancer, and she's making this other joke about it. That is just... oh my god, there's just so many things wrong with that I can't even begin to describe. But it does get a little bit more exciting when Aqua and Angie go home one day and they say their dad is kind of really passed out on his bed. He's really bad, so they have to get him to the hospital, but they get this hoodoo practitioner. I know, it's the Cheetah Girls, and they're getting hoodoo practitioners for a cult. They get a hoodoo practitioner into the house. They're trying to get all that negative energy out and trying to save her father from his girlfriend, who is... it seems like she's slowly killing him, to be honest, which is kind of exciting, not gonna lie, but at the same time just so unnecessary. We don't need all this. So I did kind of like how much the tension got amped up in this one. However, it does get better at the very end, because we finally, after, how many books is it now? It was book 6 when they were in LA. No, it wasn't, it was book 5. Book 5 they were in LA, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 7 books, we finally hear back from the record producer from that showcase they did in LA, finally saying that they can come into the studio and record demos. This is the moment we have been waiting for, and I'm just like, finally, something substantial has happened after all of these books. I could just let out the breath that I didn't realise I was holding, and I need this to be over now. I really do. Like, I'm a bit tired. I'm really tired at this point. And it's been, what, 4 days I've read 12 Cheetah Girls books. It's a lot. It's a lot. I just wish that there wasn't as many. I just wish it had been condensed, this series. We did not need to see a lot of these books at all. There was no need for them. I don't know. I don't want to like waffle on too much because I still have 4 more books to go. Finally, we have the final 4 books, and I know one of them came out in 2002, right after the other ones, and then the last 3 books didn't come out until 2005. So I don't know why there was this big gap when all of the other ones were released like 4 per year between 1999 and 2001, and then book 13 came out in 2002, and then nothing until 2005. So I don't know why that happened. It'll be interesting to read to see if there's like some kind of break or something. But I'm looking forward to finally finishing it, to be honest. Just looking forward to this being over. It's over, and I feel so alone. Hallelujah. I have finally finished all 16 books of the Cheetah Girls series. It took 6 days, 1 day off work, and I managed to complete the whole series. And I'm never doing it again. I stayed up all night as well to finish filming the musical sequences of this video. I ended up having to cut Amiga's Cheetahs because I must have been really tired or something, but that was god-awful. I mean, all of them are god-awful, but when I was trying to fit it in with the actual video, I just really messed it up. So unfortunately, I did have to cut out Amiga's Cheetahs. So I hope you enjoyed the musical performances so far. There is still one coming up, the grand finale. There is still one more musical number coming up. So let me know in the comments what your favourite Cheetah Girls song is as well. I would absolutely love to know. My personal favourite is Strut, which is why I put it on first. But the 4 songs in this video plus Amiga's Cheetahs are my top 5 Cheetah Girls songs. So let me know your top 5 Let's just talk Cheetah in the comments. Let's talk Cheetah, because unfortunately the books haven't been great. So let's reminisce on the movies. So with me having finished these, I will talk about the final 4 books in the series. So the 13th book in the series is called Oops, Doggy Dog. This one is essentially about Galleria's dog Toto knocking up the neighbour's dog. Like, why have these storylines been so random and so irrelevant to the grand scheme of things? Anyway, Dorothea and Galleria try to... oh, I just realised that Dorothea and Galleria rhyme. So they try to get custody of the dogs because obviously Toto's the father, but their neighbour is very uptight. She's horrible. She's really nasty to like Galleria and Dorothea and all of Galleria's friends anyway, but she won't let Toto, who is in love with the neighbour's dog, anywhere near the neighbour's dog. No, the neighbour's dog is called Buffy. So Dorothea ends up taking the neighbour to family court to get custody of at least 3 out of 6 of the the litter. She does want at least 1 anyway, but she ends up getting 3, and she gives 1 to Aqua and Angie and 1 to Dorinda for the foster home, but Chanel isn't allowed 1. Her mum is always in the way. But to be fair, Chanel did run up her mum's credit card, but she's still paying for 13 books in. Galleria's still calling her Mumsy Poo, and I don't think the writing has improved at all during this entire franchise. Also, characters do regress because Chanel is again talking about how she needs to lose 2 ounces, having forgotten that just a couple of books ago she fainted during an audition because she was starving herself. So she mentions it, nobody bats an eyelid about her wanting to lose weight. But to be fair, also, Mouse Almighty, who is the record producer, who they managed to score some studio time with, he looks at all the girls and he's like, y'all have gotten big. And he does mean weight. It does mean weight. So fair enough, obviously the pressures of being a teenager and then people making comments about weight as well, it just doesn't, it isn't good. So then we get to the 14th book, which is called Bow Wow Wow, and this one was released like 4 years after the previous one, so there's that huge gap, and I don't really know why, even just reading it, it does follow on. I do also want to mention that on the very first page on the dedication is to the ferocious on-screen cheetah girls Keely Williams, Aquanet, Adrienne Bailon, Chanel, and Sabrina Bryan, Dorinda, who are truly flexing their growl power. Stay tight, Mama Cheetahs. Now, where is Raven's dedication? Where is Raven's dedication in that one? Because it isn't just in that one. The final book, the 16th book, is also dedicated to just Adrienne, Sabrina, and Keely. And this was released in 2005, so Galleria was still part of the Cheetah Girls movies. But, I mean, obviously, Raven Simone didn't tour with the Cheetah Girls, but that still, she's on about the on-screen Cheetah Girls, and Raven Simone was an on-screen Cheetah Girl, so why the snub? Why the snub, Deborah Gregory? Answer me that. So already started off pretty poorly in my estimation. But again, we have this anorexia storyline with Chanel, but it's pretty much the exact same as what it was in the other books. So Chanel has not learned a single thing from what happened. She has 0 character growth from that experience. She starts just eating carrots and only carrots, so she starts to look orange. People comment, oh, you're looking orange, like what's happening? And they're noticing her fingers are orange, and Chanel's still, lying and trying to hide her secrets. And then we have more of Chanel arguing with her mum about having a puppy from Toto's litter. And Chanel even goes to a doctor, but she ignores the doctor's advice on to actually eat. So I still don't really like the characters because they just haven't learned anything this entire time. Also, Chanel's a liar in her POV because she says the Cheetah Girls are original, but has she forgotten the entire copyright infringement storyline? The fact that she copied off another girl group? They're not original in these books. It's shocking. Chanel also almost faints in front of a taxi, which Galleria saves her from. Chanel knows that she's not actually fat, but I mean, I know with anorexia, it's like a lot more complex than that. But the way this is written and the way that Chanel's POV is told, it's very ignorant of the book that came before where Chanel also went through this. I just wanted some kind of recovery from that. I didn't want her to relapse straight away and then do it again, especially since this is the last Chanel POV book. So what do we learn? What do we learn? What does this teach in tweens? We also have a very small part of this being about a talent show that the girls are part of, and they end up performing with these other girls who end up stealing their look, but those other girls sing a cover, so it's not original. And also the Cheetah Girls have incorporated Toto into their routine, so the Cheetah Girls end up winning that talent show, which is great because they haven't won anything since they were in Houston, Texas, performing that song where they stole some of the song from the Cash Money Girls. So this is the first time they've genuinely won anything, like genuine, that wasn't a copycat kind of thing. Aqua actually makes me laugh out loud because after the talent show as well, they're talking about the girls who stole their look, and Galleria's like, there's always going to be some drama and kaflama, and right about now that just happens to be these, and then Aqua just goes, heifers, and it's just, I love it because Aqua just calls everybody a heifer, and like, that's horrible of course because, it's not nice to call people names, but it's just funny in the way Aqua does it because she's just so young and she's so direct, and it's just like heifers, and it's like wow. So going into the 15th book in the Cheetah Girls series, it's called Bring It On, and this one's in Dorinda's POV, and again, the first 2 Dorinda POVs were good, the last 2 not so much. Deborah Gregory has forgotten that Dorinda has already told the girls about her secret about being 12 years old. In this one, the girls have no idea again, and Dorinda hasn't told them, but she has. Dorinda has actually told the girls in book 11 she was caught out about it, and she was confronted at Chanel's about being 12. I mean, obviously they didn't bat an eyelid really, but they do know that she's 12. And then in Bring It On, they've forgotten again, and Dorinda's like, oh, I need to keep this a secret. So this was a story mistake. But yeah, she's fretting about telling them that she's 12. You've already told them, and they know, but they've forgotten in this. So yeah, the writing. And we have the storyline of one of Dorinda's foster brothers who is called Corky, and Corky's father's trying to get custody of him, and Mrs. Bosco is fighting that because he seems really weird and odd, and, you know, she's loved him like a mother. So the girls end up setting up this benefit to try and get enough money from Mrs. Bosco to win custody of Corky, or to at least get a decent enough lawyer. There are some questionable things in this, especially when Dorothea tells Galleria to keep her chins up. So, I mean, we had so much body positivity imagery in the first few books, and that just went right out the window later on. But then there are good messages as well, because Galleria's like, you can fight for anything if you believe in it as well. There's that sense of girl power and doing what you want to get what you want. It just clashes too much. The horrible, judgy stuff with the motivational, inspirational stuff. It cancels each other out. But they do finally at the end, because a few books ago when they first did the studio time with Mouse Almighty, I think in book 13, they hadn't heard anything since then because they needed to do more of the demo. And finally in the end of this one, they are told that they will get to do more of the demo. So finally we do get some more storyline progression at the end there. And that leads us into the final book, Twinkle Twinkle Cheetah Stars. And this final one is told in Aqua's POV, so genuinely no Angie love whatsoever in this book series. Aqua and Angie have a dilemma because they need to do this demo with Mouse Almighty. It's going to be huge for the Cheetah Girls because they could get picked up by Def Duck Records, but they need to go home to Houston for the Christmas holidays, and her family are kind of like, you have to be home for the family because, you know, it's just what they do every year, it's tradition. So Aqua and Angie have this huge dilemma, and they're trying to get out of it, but they're made to feel really bad for having a dream by their family. But it all works out in the end because they've been pulling Aqua and Angie's leg this entire time. The family end up coming from Houston to New York instead of her going to Houston, and it's just one big happy family. It just, yeah, everything's like sunshine and roses in this one. I did feel halfway through that that's where it was going to go. I just felt, just with the way characters were acting around Aqua and Angie, that something was up, and I kind of knew that the family would end up coming up, because I thought it's so selfish of them to not allow Aqua and Angie to be part of this demo and force them to go home for Christmas when they say them every single year, when this is something really important for their dream, you know. So I knew something was up, and turns out I was right. They do end up coming to New York instead, so that was really cool. So they record some more of the demo, and then at the very end, Mouse Almighty tells them that Def Duck Records want to sign the Cheetah Girls. That is how we end this epic book series, by finally doing something very interesting and then ending it. Leave us wanting more, why don't you, Deborah Gregory? I don't know if I could do another Cheetah Girls book in a long time though, because honestly it took absolutely everything inside of me to do it. It took all the Growl Power inside of me to finish this book series, along with full-time work, along with having to record other videos, along with having to edit and film and do all this magic stuff. It's over. And I feel so alone. I wish I could have done that song actually for this video. Too late now, too late. But honestly, I can just breathe now. I can breathe. It was a marathon. It was a marathon, and I didn't think I was going to make it. I did not think I was going to make it, but yeah, we are. And we still have a musical number coming up for the grand finale, so stay tuned for that, because it's going to be a doozy. I've seen it, I've edited it. I mean, it's terrible. But that's what we come to love and respect on this channel, you know. I can't sing, I can't act, I can't do any of that, so we just do it anyway. And I almost forgot I had a coffee. And that is the end of this Cheetah Girls vlog. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you enjoyed it, the amount of man hours I put into this. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, share with all of your Cheetah Girls friends, because honestly the Cheetah Girls do not get enough love. Let's not forget, and also happy 17th anniversary Cheetah Girls, because this is when I'm uploading this video. Hopefully I haven't had so many copyright strikes that this is blocked in many countries. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the final musical number, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
'Cause we are sisters, we stand together. We make up one big family, though we don't look the same. Our spots are different colors. We make each other stronger, that ain't ever gonna change. We're Cheetah Girls, Cheetah. Gotta do what we gotta do. Got the brains, got the power, and we speak the truth. We're from everywhere, all around the world, so you best respect the Cheetah Girls. Dancing, singing from our birth, working hard for what we deserve. Trying not to break the rules, 'cause mama didn't raise no fools. It may seem we're only dreaming, and we need help to carry on. It's good to know we're not alone, 'cause we are sisters, we stand together. We make up one big family, though we don't look the same. Our spots are different colors. We make each other stronger, that ain't ever gonna change. Believe it, mister. We're cheetah girls, cheetah. Someone's always there behind to catch us if we fall. Hope you enjoyed the show. Good night, everyone.